I'm curious, John, did you ever feel like, after meeting all those people and growing up, very Jewish, with very Jewish roots, did you ever feel like you wish you were not Jewish? You could just be like everyone else? Has it ever crossed your mind? Because I know...
No, not at all. I know I've got superficial, what's the word? Like maybe appearance, or maybe like of being like, because comedians are meant to be like self-loathing Jews or whatever, but it's just never really been like that. I can't explain why. I guess yeah. So that's the good news, I guess. But yeah, no, I've never felt. I went to a state school, so just a secular state primary school, and it was just totally pleasant in regard to being Jewish. So, for instance, around Christmas time, I'd get up and everyone have to talk about what they do, and I'd stand up and talk about Hanukkah, and it just never occurred to me. Like it was much later on that, like, I started realizing I just had a very fortunate primary school education.
So I'm curious. Looked up this for you, last question, because John, I watched some of your race relations episode, and really funny stuff. And in one of them, you have a flashback to that high school retreat, and then later on in that episode, there's a part where the rabbi is putting on tefillin on your younger self, and he asks you who were do you know who were the last Jews to be put on the trains to Auschwitz? And you shrug, and he says it was the Jews that tried to convert to Christianity, that they put them as well. And he says they thought they managed to change, but everyone still saw them as Jews. And anti-Semitism will always get you. Like you say that, it's said in there. So, Dr. Laitman, the question is this just a kind of a folk tale, something Jews have been telling themselves? Or is this like, if someone is the Jew, which we need to probably clarify exactly what it is later at some future, talk, but is it like you're stuck to for life? There's no way to change that, to...
Jew comes from the word yichud, which is again unity. That's what we need to realize. There is actually nothing in our basis besides that. That is the origin of the Jewish religion that later was created, later. Love thy friend as thyself is the law of nature that needs to be realized. Everything else is just cultural symbols that are trying to represent that. But if we don't carry out the inner law, if we don't follow the laws, then none of it exists, and the whole that group of Israel will scatter. What Abraham taught, and this is written by the Rambam, almost 1,000 years ago. Abraham taught the people that came to him only one thing, that love covers all differences, all crimes. Meaning the people who came to Abraham were from all the different nations in the cradle of civilization, and he elevated them to a higher level of connection. That's what it means that he made them all brothers, etc., that all Israel are friends, etc. The love covers all crimes. That's a practical thing that he taught them how to do, and today it is a law that needs to eventually be realized across the world, and that's why the wisdom of Kabbalah is also gradually, through different means, is becoming revealed and popular. And it's because we've come to a point where this human connection has to happen across all of humanity. Gradually, it has to happen. Otherwise, nations of the world will force us and pressure us to the point that horrible things can happen, even worse than what we've seen, such as the Holocaust. So we have to discuss this, we have to publicize it, and we have to try to realize it. That's what is expected from us. Let's do the opposite. Let's start connecting, let's start demonstrating, let's start publicizing this and demonstrate it, and you'll see that everything subsides, as, by the way, like it's written in Isaiah the prophet, that the nations of the world will carry the people of Israel on their shoulders and take them to their place, to the holy state. Meaning we will have received support if we do that, instead of hatred. Connection and love and support instead of hatred.